Hey everyone, this is Mary and I am including an additional short video for you on some of the aspects of Microsoft Teams meeting that we weren't able to cover during the session last week. So notice here that you can invite people to join you. You do that by clicking on Show Participants. And when you click on Show Participants, you can see who's already attending. You can also share the invite link or enter someone's email name or phone number. So that is one way that you can add extra people. If you click the share invite, you have an option for the meeting link or to share via your default email that you currently have attached to Microsoft Teams. So in most cases, that would probably be Outlook. The next thing I want to show you is the conversation. Well, before I show you conversation, in participants, you'll see everyone who's attending, and in this case, the role organizer. If you click on the three dots, you can also spotlight the speaker, so that way everyone's attention is on the current person speaking if they had their camera on. If you come off the three dots, it goes back to normal. Notice in the upper left-hand corner, you have the amount of time that the meeting has lasted. So that's just a couple of quick things. If you click on the three dots over here under Participants Manage Permissions, will take you to a separate screen where you have to sign into your Microsoft account. And the other option is to download the attendance list. And this can be very, very useful, especially if you've got several people attending the meeting and you want to make sure that you capture everyone who attended. So I'm not going to download that because there's only one of me, but you could click on that, X out. The next thing I want to point out is the conversation or chat section. Much like in other online meeting tools, the chat section includes information, for example, when the meeting was created, the name of the meeting, and then if you look at the very bottom, you'll see a flashing cursor where you could type your message. One of the things that's very nice is if you click on the Format tool at the bottom or any of the others, it will add more functionality. So clicking on Format allows me to bring up an editing screen, much like you would see in Microsoft Word, and you've got all of your regular tools that you use most often and an additional plethora of tools. So you could even put a table into the chat. Clicking on delete deletes the draft, so you don't have to worry about that. If you click on the exclamation point, that will show you the different delivery options. Standard means it'll just show up in the chat. Urgent means somebody will be pinged until they reply, and important just flags it as important. The paperclip allows you to attach a file. The little emoji face brings up the emoji menu, so you've got lots of faces and features that you can add. The GIF or GIFs, however you choose to pronounce that, goes to Giphy and allows you to add an animation to your chat. So you may want to check that. The stickers brings up a bunch of built-in stickers that you can also use to add a little more life. Again, not all of these may be available based on your IT settings. Clicking on the three dots brings up some additional features and functionality. Again, bear in mind that these apps may or may not be available to you based on the settings of your IT department. And then if you click on the arrow, that will post your message. So I'm just going to type in a short little message so you see how it works. And it shows the time and it says hi. So I'm going to close out of there, and the next thing is the reactions that you have as a meeting participant. In particular, the raise hand is very helpful, especially if your meeting host says, I have a question, raise your hand if you have a question. You can raise your digital hand. Notice it now pops up under Show Participants with a little icon. It shows that Mary has raised her hand, so I could then call on Mary. And then as the participant, once my question is answered, I want to go and unraise my hand. You also have built-in breakout rooms. Now this isn't going to work very well because right now I'm in a meeting with one person. However, I could change the number of breakout rooms. I can also determine if I want Teams to automatically assign people or if I would prefer to manually assign people to the breakout rooms. So I click the one I prefer. I'm going to say let's go to 2 breakout rooms, and I'm going to click manually. Because there's nobody else in the meeting with me, you'll see what happens. But this is a great way to preset and save yourself some time so you're not fumbling. So after I select manually, if I had people in the room, I could put them in one of the 2 breakout rooms and then click Create Rooms. you get a nice little message letting you know that you're creating the room. And then on the right hand side, you'll see that you've got room 1 and room 2. Currently, those rooms are closed because nobody's in them. However, I could add people, or if people were in the room and I wanted them to come back to the main meeting, I could then click the close room, or I could click manage rooms, and those only work when people are in there. So instead I'm going to click the 3 dots and delete the room. I could also rename it if I wanted to. And I'm going to do the same thing for the second room because we don't have anyone, so let's just clean up the space. So I deleted the room and I get my confirmation message. Once the room has been deleted, let's take a look at a few more actions. So you can set up your device settings, you can look at your meeting options, you can take meeting notes, and this is tied to this specific meeting. So if I go ahead and click on Take Notes, what's going to happen is a new window is going to open up, and this is my canvas for taking my notes. I can type away, I can pick which meeting I want that to be associated with, I can pin that to the meeting. I'm already in the meeting, but I can see what other participants are there. I can add somebody if I need to. I can show the window in full screen, and to get out of it I click the X and it puts me back into the meeting. So going back to the little ellipsis there, meeting info just lets me know the date and the time of the meeting, and again gives me an invite link if needed, and also a link if I want to join from my mobile device. Going back to my 3 dots, we're not going to look at gallery view because there's only one of me. I can also apply background effects. I can turn on live transcriptions. So you'll notice that that is going to appear. The language is in English. And live captions, it's going to default to English, and what happens is everyone speaks, those captions are going to appear across the screen. So that's another helpful feature. I could also start recording, but I'm currently using a third-party software instead of using the built-in Teams reporting, but I could do that if I wanted to turn off all incoming video of anyone joining the meeting, especially if I was trying to save bandwidth. So those are some of the features that are available that I was unable to show you. I've got my camera turned off, but you can do a preview and see what it would look like. So that's in the camera section. And again, the transcription is not going to match the audio per se because I'm actually recording this audio separately. So if you're someone who gets a little bit disjointed when they don't match, that's why. The last thing I'm going to show you is sharing content. You can share your screen, share a window, or you can also share your Microsoft Whiteboard. If you're sharing a screen or a window and you turn on the captured computer sound, it will allow you to play the audio on a video. With the whiteboard, you can't share sound, but the whiteboard is going to load, and this is a great place for you to do some interaction or brainstorming with your team. I'm going to show you some of the items you can use. You've got your different colored pens. You've also got sticky notes in different colors, so that way you could assign people a certain sticky note that uses typing instead of drawing. So I can just type in my name or type in a message. Here I've got hi and hello. If I come over to shapes, I can also add a shape. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pick an arrow and we're going to connect the 2 messages. So there we've got an arrow connecting them. I can click the trash can to delete it. If I click the undo button, it also deletes things in the reverse order in which they were added. I can, if I trust my mouse writing skills, I can put my name on there. If I click on the highlighter, I can highlight, and if I click on the eraser, I can erase it. So that's what the whiteboard looks like. If I come over to settings, I can export the image as a PNG or image file, and I can also determine whether or not other participants can edit or if I don't want them to have that ability. When I'm done, I just click stop presenting, and there you go. So those are some of the features I was not able to share earlier. I hope you find this helpful and enjoy the rest of the handout, which is going to be a combination of video and text. Bye everyone.